Hello, everyone. What is going on? James here, and welcome back to the podcast. Finally making his triumphant return, Mr. Liam.
Yes. Hello there.
After, I don't know, when the hell was the last time you were on? About,
God, I'm trying to think. It's been a
20
few
million
months, has it?
20 million years BC.
Yeah.
Now, let's have a look,
Feels
actually, because I like to see how long it's been. Because to be fair, there hasn't been many podcasts the past few weeks. There's segments, Ferris Bueller segments, iDubbbz. Shit, you haven't been on one since the Mario podcast? Fucking hell. That's
When was
crazy,
that?
man. 4th of May.
Oh yeah. Been over
That's
2
mad.
months
I
then,
didn't think it had been that long.
Mm-hmm.
2 months? Bloody hell. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, there you go then. And obviously the last time George was on one was a few pods ago, I think.
You know what? I'll quit the podcast 2 weeks there, and I saw you guys weren't uploading, so I thought I'd come back and help.
Oh, thanks, George. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, he's mad. The last one was Colin's downfall. Obviously, we did do one yesterday, me and Scott. A really good gravity.
But Scott doesn't count.
What do you mean he doesn't count?
I'm joking.
Well, were you going to make some?
Oh no, I can't make them jokes on you, James. I'd be cancelled straight away.
But you wouldn't be cancelled, George. You specifically wouldn't be cancelled. It would be me having to pick up the pieces.
But the whole podcast would be cancelled.
It would be me having to pick up the pieces and Liam probably getting some hassle on his channel. The gaming channel.
No, George has no excuses. He's got no excuses.
No, he can eat his way out of the cancel. I mean, he can eat his way out of the cancelling people. But on your channel, you can put notice from the gaming channel. I do not condone any of the actions, and I refute my association with ALP Podcast. Goodbye. And then that'll be the.
Yep, this does not reflect the views and opinions of the gaming channel.
The gaming channel, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, we might as well do that. Anything George says on this podcast does not reflect the views. I'd say me and Aaron, but Aaron hasn't been on a podcast for about 50 million years BC. So, yeah.
You just need to do a disclaimer at the start of the podcast.
Yeah, you can do that on StreamYard, can't you? I think.
Yeah, you can have a clip playing at the. I need to get some clips together. But yeah, you can have a clip going.
Warning.
Oh yeah, it'd be good to have.
Warning. We do not say.
Huh?
No, I was going to say it'd be good to have start because like there's other podcasts I've seen on YouTube or streams like on StreamYard where they always have they always make these different intros or whatever, like to do with the guests or whatever. It's entertaining to be fair and funny.
I wonder if I can fit any videos on here. Oh, hold on. It's uploading a video. This video won't make any sense. But
it's going to be an event for my podcast. When I put you on it.
It's technically.
Doctor, is it working? Doctor, look.
I've just spoiled the DW finale. There's a Smith.
Oh no! I thought what was the old clear?
No, it is.
No, that's just a little teaser. What's to come?
Yeah, I won't spoil the whole DW. To be fair, it's just a clip. You can't decipher what's to come. Anyway, I'll probably get some other funny clips to be slapped into the podcast.
Rest in peace to their channel as well.
Yeah, they just decided to quit, didn't they? Doctor Adventures, and we had them on the podcast. I think they were like our first proper guest, weren't they? No, Funky Dinosaur was first, but then them.
Oh yeah, I need to go back and watch the Funky Dinosaur one and the Callum's Corner ones. Now I'm a big Callum's Corner fan.
Yeah, you should do, man. They're solid podcast. The one with Jersey Boy and Tosspot, the one with Tosspot and Jarrell, and the one with Funky Dinosaur.
I watched the one where it's all like 6 of you.
That's the Jersey Boy one. It's mad that Jersey Boy has basically got rid of himself on the internet, but we still have Jersey Boy content because he decided to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
This channel is like the last bit of Jersey Boy that the internet has, pretty much. I know people probably downloaded clips and stuff, but this is like the last proper bit of Jersey Boy stuff. It's daft that he deleted all his videos. I know I sort of did when someone asked me my opinion on Jersey Boy quitting YouTube. I think it was on one of the Brick Flicks. I sort of did get not annoyed at him, but I remember saying like, "Oh well, it's pretty ridiculous to say I'm coming back, then I'm not coming back, then I'm coming back, then I'm not coming back." It seems at least he's given himself an ultimatum and he's not coming back now. But it just seems a bit sad to delete all of your videos and get rid of absolutely everything.
We're basically the Walt Disney head of Jersey Boy.
What the hell does that even mean? I don't understand.
Because that's all that's left of Walt Disney is his frozen head. So we're the frozen head of Jersey Boy.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys were to quit YouTube, which I don't think you would, you probably just hardly upload bits and bobs here and there. But would you get rid of your videos, or would you keep
them? No, definitely not.
No.
What about you, Liam?
No.
Yeah, respect, same here, because it's your legacy. It's what you. I know eventually there won't be, you know, some. Well, the world's not going to last for eternity. YouTube isn't going to be here forever. So, but it's nice to keep the stuff that you uploaded on there because it's like memories. Yeah. It's a time capsule of what you did, the work that you put into.
Yeah, I spent 8 years making stuff.
Well, I wouldn't say making stuff, but you did. You stuck a camera in your face and said a few things.
Well, uploading videos.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. To be
fair, of my very first videos, I'd have to get rid of because of how bad they are. But no, I'm not that type of person.
To be fair, a lot of my videos are just they're either stop motion or camera in my face because I didn't know how to edit stuff. I didn't have editing. I didn't have editing software.
You have forgot about one as well, James.
What you on about?
The J&G show.
That was just one continuous shot. There was no editing because it was on my HTC phone. George.
He's
George.
Yeah, he's froze again.
No, to put it, I mean, the J&G show is just a bag of arse. I mean, it really, technically, the podcast really is the J. I'm not ousting Aaron or anything, but he never comes on the podcast anymore. He's too busy with whatever he's doing. The podcast sort of is like the J&G show to a degree because most of the podcasts are me and George. I'm not trying to shun Aaron because it's his channel as well, but like, yeah. So technically, this is the J&G show. It's two geezers who have been friends for years having a laugh and stuff. I mean, the last pod Aaron was on was like about 20 million years ago. It was the Collecting podcast. Then before that, I think it was the Christmas podcast. So technically, this podcast is kind of... I'm not saying George is the third wheel in ALP because there is no third person ever. But this show is kind of the J&G show. Or what it should be, because the original J&G show was just me and George and a few other people running around going, "Ah!" with the camera. So... And then someone we used to hang around, well, Barnacle, he kept trying to say, "I'm intervening, it's the C&J show." And I'm like, no, it'd be the J&C show. No, it's a C&J. No, it's the J&C show, bro. So there you go. Yeah, don't get really...
I was going to say, we could almost do a podcast reacting to them. But see how bad they are now.
No, I'm not.
I think I've still got one or two saved somewhere.
If you've got them saved, you can do it on DW Boy if you want, but I'm not bloody reacting.
I don't know it. I don't know it. Might be on my computer somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, don't get rid of your video. Oh, yeah, basically, there was a smidge of editing I did in 2016, but it was on iMovie, which actually doesn't work anymore on here, which is very sad. It's sad that Apple really can't keep up to date with stuff. Like, I don't see...
No.
Like, my iPhone 7 can't even download the YouTube app. The YouTube app's too new for it. You can't get iMovie. Yeah, I know, it's mad. And on my iPhone 13, you can't use iMovie on it anymore. It doesn't work at all. And every alternative is paid for software, which is an absolute disgusting piss take from the Apple
But
store.
it is. That's disgusting.
They just want people to pay for monthly software, which is just annoying. When on your on your phone, George, on your Android, you get it for free, the editing software, don't you?
Yeah. That's how I upload all my videos.
Exactly.
So
So
an app called UCut, if anybody wants to use it.
yeah, if anyone's got an Android, use that because it's a rip off these Apple softwares now. Like honestly, this on the App Store with all these softwares, you can get that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's free. It's free. Download it for free, and then it's like you have to pay for £5 a month, and it's like fuck off.
And for the thumbnails, I think it's Adobe Cut or something like that, or Adobe Pro. I use for the thumbnails, and that's very, very, very good as well.
Yeah, it's solid for a piece of phone, for a phone app.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well
It's all
jump
free.
into definitely best to stick with Android. A good Android camera is definitely best. An Android with a good camera, because fuck bloody Apple now, man. I know I've got an Apple Mac laptop, and Final Cut's a brilliant piece of software, and there are good things about Apple stuff still. But unless you really, really enjoy using it, don't bother, because it's just crock of shit. Really annoying. Like my laptop that I'm on from 2017 can't even run the latest OBS Studio. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So if anyone bought this, they can't screen record unless they use StreamYard screen recorder or other methods of screen recording.
Yeah.
Damn shame.
Yeah. Surprising.
Well, very, very surprising, man. Like, you spend a lot on a good laptop and it's good for years, and then can't even really run the latest software. Ridiculous.
Anyway, Apple phones, they make it so after a certain amount of time when a new phone's coming out, they'll do an update on the older phone to make it basically all unusable, so people can go and buy the new phones.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's get into it then. Across the Spider-Verse, Chakaroo. Beatles song, but yeah, across the Spider-Verse. Let's get into it then. So, one thing I just want to say straight away is that I cannot believe Sony made this film. And you think about what Sony used to make years ago. Surf's Up. Surf's Up wasn't too bad. It was an okay film. I liked it when I was a kid, but it wasn't like any cinema masterpiece. And the Smurfs and just awful bloody films. They go from that to making the Spider-Verse films, and you think, bloody hell. It shows that even when a company's in the shitter, even when it's been knocked down and it's not very good, they can still come out swinging with something good.
Yeah. Well, they made Morbius.
No, I'm on about animations, though. Sony animations.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what they could do? The Morbin time of
The Morbin time, what?
What the hell's Morbin time, George? George?
I don't know. It's to do with the Morbius
George?
film, isn't it? He's on about that meme. I know.
George?
George? They've lost him again.
Do you read, George? George, do you read me? George,
Rest
come in,
peace.
George. Testing.
George 2023.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, I have the power anyway, so. So what?
Oh no!
Am I looking up? The Force. The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am. So.
Oh God, he's turned into a communist again.
A communist? What the hell's a communist? Communist.
A communist.
A communist. Communist. Anyway,
I'm not going to do it this time.
You back down. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this. So with the Spider-Verse, it's one of those films which feels like that. It throws a lot of it makes you just so invested straight away, man. Because like in the last Into the Spider-Verse, I thought to myself, damn, it's a shame that Miles has lost all of his friends now. He's alone without any guidance. You know, Peter was guiding him in the last one, and now he's just like on his own. But then Gwen's in the. What was that? Unbelievable. Anyway, there you go. Shoving a screwdriver down his throat. Anyway, back into it then. So it just honestly, it just showers you with just characters that you care about, man. And you're so happy to see that Miles can finally hang around with people that you can sort of relate to, how he's got this power, you know. And I know it's just him and Gwen at first, but it's just nice and wholesome to see that she returns and has a laugh with him. And we actually get Gwen's backstory this time.
But who was that with Miles?
Gwen. Yeah. Yeah, that's Gwen George.
And look at that cake.
Thoughts, Liam?
There's not much there. You said it's quite a cake, but I don't know. There's not. There's not really that much.
There.
Are you mad? You've been
I
watching
suppose.
Well, not as much as James
There's
was.
a bit more
If you
to
look
it
in
than it looked like.
our chats.
Yeah.
Who's that singer that was it in The Mandalorian with Jack Black?
Lizzo, yeah.
Yeah, that's one. If anybody is around that size, just contact James.
Yeah. Anyway, so with the music as well, that's really good in this film. That honestly, like the drum beats when Gwen's like facing adversity and stuff, and the synthesizers, like that's quite good. And yeah, the characters are good. They bounce off each other really well. I think the Spot's really good in it as well. How he's introduced as like a complete, a bit of a bumbling, fumbling. Where the hell's George gone? I was looking at another screen. Whoa! Bloody hell. Definitely. So yeah, he's sort of just an idiot bumbling and fumbling around the Spot. And then, but if that's a no context, it looks like I'm calling George an idiot bumbling and fumbling. If you just edited that bit. Well, he's just an idiot bumbling and fumbling around. Actually, I think I should.
I was looking to figure that out when I was on holiday.
Should I do the rest of the podcast
which would...
like this then? Should I just do the rest of the podcast?
That'd be fine.
Just with that. We should all do it, yeah. Just yeah, okay. Hello, everyone. What is going on? James here, and welcome to the just the AI of Liam, myself, and George. We're not on the show today. It's not AI. Yeah, we're taking over, man. We're going to get access to the nukes and just blow up the world and the solar system. So you've got a lot to look forward to. Oh, Bradley Balls! That's a big bad.
That's what you're saying. That's an AI.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what did you just say, George? You haven't got us cancelled, have you? George, what did you say? George. What the fucking hell? Come on.
I said that China did COVID.
Oh. Well, I mean...
I'm not wrong, am I?
It came from China, didn't it, the virus? So there you go.
Yeah. China did COVID.
But it came from there, yeah. You can't really say that they did it, can you?
Well, yeah.
What else? So anyway, no. Bloody hell. That was a bit uncomfortable. Someone's commented something. Mr. Cheese has returned. Mr. Cheese was on the last podcast hassling me to do impressions of Mr. Krabs and Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls and Plankton getting...
I had to look up something. I tried to join, but I don't think my messages popped up.
No, it was... They kept... What's that word? It was some Five Nights at Freddy's slang when someone gets gridlocked or something, when they get crushed by the... Grim Trap. Spring Trap, that's it.
Spring, yeah.
Yeah, that's the badger.
Saying about Spring Trap, the new Five Nights at Freddy's DLC dropped today.
Yep. Hello there, me boy! Anyway, back to Beyond the Spider-Verse. So,
that's the next one.
Oh, right. Yeah, across the Spider-Verse. We're from the future. We're from the future.
I know this podcast has just gone to hell, hasn't it?
What has?
This podcast. This episode.
Yeah, a bit, I guess. Yeah.
I thought already there about
General Krabs, may the patty be with you.
I suppose, yeah.
Anyway, what else have we got then? I mean, this is the only way I can keep one fan of the podcast, one viewer, just by doing every single impression he asks me to. That's the only way we're going to get any fans. Just do everything the comment asks me to.
Mr. Cheese, ask him to an Epstein one.
I'm not doing... I can't impersonate him, and I don't want to. Anyway...
I'm guessing he speaks a bit like this and that.
What, he speaks a bit like Liam? What? You were going...
No, I said this and that. Not Liam.
Yeah, if you say so.
I said this and that. Not this and that.
Okay, you went this and that. No, I went this and that. All right, George. Well, anyway, where the bloody hell were we? Yeah, so, yeah, soundtrack's brilliant. Like the way they up the animation as well. Like just looking at Spider-Punk's intro, man, it's all like all over the screen, and it's like so interesting how they're all like,
yeah,
you know, it's like they're here 1 minute, then they go here, and then it's all flashing everywhere, and it's just really interesting to look at, man. It's really satisfying on the eyes, you know, all the bloody just the way it's all drawn and animated. The fight scenes are phenomenal. The color changes are brilliant when, like, you know, maybe like a character makes contact with someone and there's a color change, and you know how active a lot of these universes are as well. Like there's a lot of moving parts this animation, man. Like when all the Spider-Men and women are after Miles Morales and they're all running after him, and I think, how did the animation team animate this within like a few years?
About the non-binary Spider-Man as well.
Who was a non-binary Spider-Man?
Well, no, hang on. Spider non-binary. There we go.
There is
no... They can include all 502 genders now.
Well, I'll leave that to Liam. I'll leave Liam the important job of listing the 502 genders. So there you go, Liam. The floor's yours.
Don't forget helicopter.
Yeah, I think I'll be here for eternity trying to name all those genders.
Wait, what? What was that, George?
What was
that?
Are you muting me?
No, you went. You did some You went yes, no, and then muted yourself.
I was muted the entire time.
No, you weren't. I've got it on my screen. You weren't. Don't make up Guam, GC. Don't make up Guam, bro.
I'm just being entertaining for the podcast people.
For the one bloke watching.
Yeah.
I'll do these impressions quick. I can't do too many more for my family members have come home now, so I'm not going to do too many more. But I'll do them quickly. I've seen them pull up outside. So, money, give me money, me boy. Oh, Miles, it is good to be back. There we go.
I will say, I will say, me and James didn't like Spider-Punk at first.
Yeah, I thought he was a bit on rewatch. I'm rewatching some of his scenes and stuff. I don't mind him as much now, but on the first watch, I thought it was a bit poncy and being like, "Oh, I'm against the establishment. Look at me," and then he's sucking up to the Spider-Verse establishment, just saying nothing, and then he says, "Miles, do your own thing," and then that vanishes away. So that, I guess, that was overall he was all right, I guess. There's the Spider Woman who was pregnant as well, and how can a pregnant lady do all those moves? That's a bit dangerous on the baby.
To be fair,
isn't it?
yeah. Afterwards, I thought about that and just how stupid that is. Really, yeah.
Because she's a strong, independent woman, James. That's why.
Thing is, it would have looked a lot better if she was like behind the scenes, if that makes sense. You can deal with a mental job, a psychologically tasking job if you've got a baby inside you, but you can't jump around on a motorbike and go mental. You do serious damage to the baby. So
I guess it might have made more sense for like her to be in the role of that other character. The woman who was she the one who was she wasn't really like
the computer lady, the one with the Oculus Rift on.
Her. Like, it would have made sense.
That would have been really cool, yeah.
Sort of role
because it would have made
if she was pregnant.
Yeah, it would have made sense for the pregnant lady to work from like home and have the Oculus Rift so her baby safe, and then that other lady with the Oculus Rift, she could have been like actually doing more action and stuff because she seemed like a fun character. Switch to Vodafone.
Is she going to be a bigger character?
Switch to Vodafone. Fix the broadband within the price tag. What were you saying, George?
I said the Spider-Bite will be in the next one a lot more, I think.
Right, which one's a Spider-Bite?
The cyber-looking one. It could do like the holograms.
Oh, the Oculus Rift lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope she's in it more, yeah.
They might use it in the end credit bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think the pregnant woman was needed. Really, she didn't really do much anyway, and serve much of a purpose.
No, she didn't.
It wasn't really needed as a character.
You just sort of felt a bit bad that she sort of threw Gwen under the bus at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, the character that she is meant to be is completely different.
Definitely.
But if you go on Google and type in Spider Woman, you'll see what she's meant to look like.
Okay. Who's this? And is this to do with the pregnant woman, or?
Yeah, there is a pregnant Spider Woman.
Yeah, the pregnant woman. Yeah, she should be completely different. I know people could say, "Oh, it's different universes," but
I mean, it is different universes, but it doesn't really, it's not really.
That's what she should look like.
Not really too much of a biggie, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm mostly concerned with how the character is in the film, and she wasn't really the best. She was sort of like a weaker part of it. I would have preferred more. It would have been more heartbreaking if Spider-Punk had been the one who sort of threw Gwen under the bus. Because they should have focused on him being in it more. He had a really cool intro when he came in, like to take on the spot and all that jazz. But and do Spider-Verse impressions? No, I'm not that good at that. I can't be asked to watch that film. It's not my cup of tea.
I thought it was quite good.
Liam, have you bothered with Megan?
No, it's a horror film, isn't it? So I'm not into horror films.
Yeah. Well,
they've already announced the second one.
Okay. Anyway, I like the canon aspect of things as well. That was pretty cool. How how it's like Spider-Man has to go through some trauma to become Spider-Man. He has to go through that bad thing, that canon event to make him the man or woman that he or she is. So that was pretty cool. But what baffled me is that he already had multiple canon events. Miles already had Peter Parker dying on him. That was a canon event, and he had his uncle die on him. So both of those are already canon events. So what?
But it was a canon event himself as well. So maybe because he is a canon event, he can have more than just one.
Yeah, but the point is, Miguel shouldn't have been like, "Oh, what are you doing?" You know, he should have been like, "Well, you've already had 2 canon events, so it shouldn't do any damage. Why does he need a third one?" SpongeBob, get out of my sight! Yeah, it just didn't make much sense to me. It just sort of seemed like conflict for the sake of conflict. It just seemed a bit silly in that aspect of it. And then when Miguel's like proper pissed off and he's like, "You weren't meant to be Spider-Man, you fucking idiot. It was an accident. That was a spider from a different universe, you absolute pleb." But then Miles mugs him off anyway.
I thought you were going to say that it was an accident.
How will Miguel know that? Anyway. I thought that
he went to the university to see his mum.
Anyway, I thought that aspect of it was cool because the thing is, even though Miguel's putting him down, saying, "No, you're not really Spider-Man, fuck you." In the reality, he's just outran all the Spider-Men and women. Of course, he is Spider-Man, man. He really is Spider-Man. And to be honest, he's Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are honestly some of the best films ever, man. They're absolutely slap. Is Batman real? No, he's from movies. I mean, honestly, he's just those 2 films are just absolutely fantastic, man.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, action's amazing. Gwen Baxter, as I said, is quite sad. There's some good drama. I feel like they dealt with the drama with her dad better than the drama with Miles' parents. The stuff with Miles' parents was good, but I feel like as Gwen only has one parent, it feels a lot more personal because Miles sort of has to bounce between both his parents. But they're still both good. But I feel like Gwen's is a bit more powerful.
Do you want to hear my theory about what will happen in the next one?
Go on.
Well, the whole movie is focused on saving Miles' dad.
Yeah.
What if they save Miles' dad, but his mum gets killed instead?
Okay.
What do you think?
Could happen.
Yeah.
Possible.
No, but Gwen found out all you've got to do is get him to quit the Force because her dad quit the Force and she's fine. But Gwen did have her canon event, didn't she? Because she because Peter Parker died on her.
Yeah.
Well, you two knock it off. I have a concert. I have a concert to practice for. Anyway, that's the last impression. No more impressions now, Mr. Cheese. Got to focus on this jazz. Anyway, so yeah, that was all pretty cool. What was really crap about? Oh yeah, the Spot was cool. How he started off as a bit of a bumbling, fumbling idiot, and now he's when he's like, "I'm going to take everything away from you." It feels very personal. It feels like he's trying to just mess things up for Miles instead of trying to take over the world because Miles messed up this guy's life. Even though the guy was working for a bad corporation, well, an evil corporation, he didn't really deserve to get turned into the Spot monster, did he? Well, he kind of did because he's working for an evil group, but then again, it's just his job, isn't it? So, bit of bit conflicting.
I liked how he was I liked how he was the guy who got hit by, what was it, bread or waffle?
Yeah. That was
a bagel.
Bagel, yeah. Or speak about, sorry, this is a massive tangent. Speaking about waffles. I don't know, this waffle burger. There was 2 waffles.
Wait. What's this got to do with the Spider-Man films?
Well, you just said massive tangent.
All right, go on then, George. The floor is yours.
So basically, yeah, I had two.
2 sausage burgers, waffle burgers.
So I had 2 waffles as the buns, with chicken in the middle with syrup and cheese on it, and it was delicious. That's very sweet, but it went really well with the chicken. Tangent, we can get back to talking about.
Okay, I thought you were going for ages. That's good then. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about this film, to be honest. I guess it feels a bit like 2 films in one, I guess, which is like a minor weakness. But I enjoyed it all. I was sad when it was over. I was like, I watched it, and I was like, no. You were there, George. I was like, no. I was like, for fuck's sake, I can't believe
it. James, if you shouted no, no.
That's the only time a film has made me gutted that it's a cliffhanger. So I know people are like, oh, you want to see the resolution, but it's like, yeah, but it makes you badly want to see the resolution. And for me, it flew by for a 2 hour and 17 animated film. It absolutely flew by, man.
Yeah,
the longest animated film. But yeah, I guess with it feeling like 2 movies in one, it feels like first off stopping the spot, and then the next one feels like stopping Miguel and the universe people. When Miles was in the wrong universe, I was like, damn, oof, bloody hell, that's pretty brutal for the lad. Quite a shame, but it adds the Miles Morales prowler to the next one, and it adds more conflict to the next one, because the Spider Group have got to go and rescue Miles from that universe, and they've got to go and save Miles' dad, while also stopping the Spot, while also stopping Miguel and his cronies. So it's going to be quite a lot for the writing team to balance, but you'd imagine with a track record so far, they'll hopefully do an absolutely fantastic job.
I do have another theory.
Oh, go on then.
That Prowler Miles might actually be an anti-hero.
What? He didn't seem like a straight-up villain, does he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't seem like an evil, horrid guy.
Yeah.
But I know Miles' uncle's technically a villain, but it was all just for the money. Like in the original Miles' uncle, it was for the money, really. It wasn't like he wasn't doing it.
When he found out he was Miles, he didn't want to kill him, did he?
Yeah. I've just had some incoming new. Actually, no, it's sort of a nice sort of thing. But if Ben was here, he'd say, "Oh no, it's not." Wait, what the hell have you put in here, George? SpongeBob? Will you? Oh no, I'm not saying that rubbish.
What was that?
I just saw what you put in the private chat. Yeah, fair play to him. I mean, fair play to that bloke being able to move to Florida now. But I mean, as much as I rate Florida for a big place, he actually lives in Boston, which I'd rather live in Boston than bloody Florida. But fair play to
somebody that we know.
Yeah, I put him in the private chat. Yeah, I put who he is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he's at firm of letting move. Basically, him and his wife are going to move there because I think he's managed to do remote work for the firm he works for. So that's pretty cool. Fair play to the lad. Even though I'm not saying his name.
Just needs to be careful of being burned.
What?
Oh, with the Florida fires.
Oh, are there? Oh, I didn't know there was fires. I knew it was really bloody
Well, I think it's Florida. I don't know.
Well, there's fires in roads currently. Thing is, though, with Florida, it depends which part you're able to move to. I don't think he'll move to Miami. Hopefully, it's like Tampa or Orlando. They're like the best places, probably. Jacksonville's probably all right, and I guess Coconut Creek might be all right. But like Miami and certain places be a bit crap, I reckon. But I reckon he'll probably move to a decent spot. Anyway, what else is there to say about the film? Yeah, it being two parts, the one part taken on the spot, the other one taken on the Spider-Verse people. Feels a bit, I guess it feels a bit weird and changes the tone, but I don't know, I kind of like how it's split into two different stories. They both kept me very engaged, and we've got
the spot's as powerful as ever now.
Yeah, exactly, and we've got a big setup for the culmination of the trilogy, so I think it's all right. But you haven't had much to say, Liam, so I'll give you the floor, bro. There you go.
Well, I mean, personally, like I say, I enjoyed some of it, but personally, I don't know, I found it to be too long. I feel like it could have been cut down a bit. I feel like it probably could have been as long as the first one or slightly longer, and it wouldn't have really done it any harm. But yeah, I mean, I watched a few reviews from YouTubers I'm subscribed to, like the Critical Drinker. I know you're subscribed to him as well, James.
Yeah, his review is banned.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. How are you as well, George? No, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pretty much agree with what he said in that review, because he said about how he thought it was a bit too long, and they sort of go over some of the same plot points, or like when he's talking to, I think when Miles is talking to his parents, it's some of the same conversations, and even at times, personally as well, like the Critical Drinker said, like it's just I think with the animation and the fights, sometimes it's a bit, I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's a bit too in your face and it's a bit overwhelming, but I mean, don't get me wrong, like, they really, they really like took it to the next level with like the animation in this one, and even of course used different types of animation and brought live action into it, which was cool. That was nice to see, because it's not something you see that much. Again, just it was just cool to see some more character development, and like the stuff with like the stuff with Miles and Gwen, and I guess all the spider people, and when they're chasing Miles, and I just, like I say, I don't know, I just at times I couldn't really engage with it, but and I don't know, at times I just thought it was a bit slow, and but yeah, like I still need to rewatch it, which I'll do eventually, probably when it comes out physically, and I have to see whether like my opinion changes at all, or whether because I have to admit, like when I first watched Into the Spider-Verse, I rated it highly. I thought it was great, but then when I rewatched it recently, I didn't enjoy it so much, unfortunately.
Damn,
I couldn't get into it as much, and I don't know, found it a bit more sort of. Of course, it's like it's a shorter film, so in a sense, it's faster paced, but I don't know. I still found that a bit boring at times, and just I know, of course, a lot of people really enjoyed this one, and some people even say it's a masterpiece, and I know you guys loved it, and it's cool as well that it's set it up for a part 3, which is meant to be, should be the end of the trilogy. But yeah, personally, I don't really rate this and the first one as like one of the best superhero films. But like I say, they're not. Like I say, there's much worse out there though, and there's lots of worse stuff, and it's still enjoyable, some of it. So yeah.
Well, fair enough. You got to be honest and say what you think. Yeah. What else was I going to say? I was going to bring up some weaknesses with the film, though. Sometimes the audio, like and the jokes, at the timing of the jokes is a bit weird. Like they go through jokes really, really quick, and I don't usually laugh at a lot of animated films anyway. So I guess it's not much of a big deal that I don't find it that funny, but it just felt like objectively the jokes are very rushed through, and you can't always hear what the characters are saying half the time. It sort of seems like the sort of film that you really want subtitles on, but you shouldn't be like that. You should be able to understand what's happening, and what they're saying. But they do go through things really quick. It's a bit of a shame that you don't get the squad from the original Spider-Verse film in it until the one scene at the end, which is a bit of a shame.
Look, and Penny just shows up and says Miles as well.
Yeah. But what else was a bit crap? There was one other point I was going to make, but I just can't remember off the top of my head now. Jokes that they weren't in those specific people. Yeah, I can't think. There was another point I was going to make, but I can't remember. I guess the Easter eggs were really cool. The film was chock full of Easter eggs. You had the Spectacular Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man, the Insomniac Spider-Man. You had Donald Glover, who from the Tom Holland verse, the MCU Spider-Man. You had Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire as well, show up in little scenes. Oh yeah, I remember the other criticism I had. Just remembered it now. Peter Parker takes a complete backstep in this film. His only characteristic is that he's a dad and he brings his daughter on these dangerous missions for some reason, even though Mary Jane is completely capable of looking after the kid. Why is he bringing this kid to the Spider-Man? I know it's done for comedy, but it makes him look like a complete imbecile.
Yeah, I can understand that, like with Peter B. Parker, yeah, but yeah, I can understand that, and like I said, in Critical Drinkers review as well, he had the same problem, yeah, like I suppose it is odd, really, considering of course he's he's a really important character, and well, one of the most, so
exactly,
yeah, it's it's odd, really, and his role really does get reduced down in this one, doesn't it? He doesn't pop up till like at least halfway through either, does he?
True.
No.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't show up till they're in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about the all-nighter Miles, though.
I was going to ask you one. Go on, yeah.
No, I was just wondering. What do you say, George?
I just said I wasn't a fan of how all of them lied to him.
Yeah.
It was a good twist, wasn't it? Though that's the thing.
Oh, it's a good twist, but leaves a bad taste in your mouth after you've had a whole movie of them together.
I suppose, yeah. In that sense, yeah, it's annoying, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they all like. I suppose Gwen was conflicted as well, wasn't she? And then she was sent away as well too, wasn't she? So.
Yeah, which that fixed it for me mostly because they knew that they were wrong.
Yeah, I guess it felt like they all ganged up on Miles, didn't it? And that even the ones he was with in the beginning had betrayed him. But then I suppose by the end they've they know where they stand now, I think, and
definitely,
try and make things right now, I suppose.
But it's because in the moment they were probably thinking this can destroy Miles's universe. What's the point of sacrificing everything just for one canon event?
Yeah.
Anyway, but obviously Gwen learned, if his dad quits the Force, there won't be any need for a canon event. Anyway, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, love it, amazing, can't get enough. Bellissimo.
I'll give it an 11 out of 10.
Oh, there you go. That's the.
Yeah, I'll probably give it 7.
7
an 8, personally.
Yeah. Oh, an 8. Damn, I thought you'd only give it like a 7 or a 7.5. Fair enough, an 8. Cool. What do you think is a better film, this or The Phantom Menace?
Oh God, James.
I think I know what you're going to say. I've got a bad feeling.
Phantom Menace.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I mean, okay, when it comes down to which one did I enjoy, I enjoy
just
more?
objectively better.
Let's say.
You've really put me in a corner now, James.
Well,
answer me!
Oh God.
Community James is back.
I don't know. I mean,
come on, what really is objectively better? Jar Jar Binks going blah, 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 and sniffing poo out an engine, or this masterful storytelling? Or you, McGregor, going, I can tell you one thing, Master. What was that? The negotiations were short. All that jazz and the boring politics scenes. Oh, George, what the hell? We're kicking you out if you're doing that sort of thing. Goodness gracious. Did you see what he put in the private chat?
I've seen that. Yeah, I was wondering whether you were on about that or whether he was just doing something then because I didn't really see. But
that's
yeah,
what I was on about. I was worried he was. Yeah. So okay, I'm going to guess Phantom Menace for objectively and subjectively then, which I'm a bit sad about. Objectively, I thought you'd give Spider-Verse the credit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I know you're saying objectively, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, okay, fair enough. Okay, all right. I suppose objectively, you know, it's a better made film, and you know, it's it's sort of better in that sense. But yeah, subjectively, I prefer, you know, the Phantom Menace.
Yep. Well, anyway, let's get on to the segments.
Like I say, I still like Across the Spider-Verse, and you know,
let's get on to the first segment then. So, as you all know, this is a segment where I ask Liam and George or whoever's on the podcast, how much would we need to pay you to do something? So I've got the one for you, Liam. Liam, how much would we need to pay you to run around your work doing a Boss Nass voice all day and going every 5 minutes? All right, so let's start the bidding off at minus 50 quid.
How predictable. I knew you'd start off with a minus.
What? No, minus 25 quid. Minus 24 quid. Minus
Come on, faster. Come on, enough with the
minus
enough
1
with
quid.
the stalling. Come on.
So not minus £1.
No.
5 quid. 100 quid. 200 pounds. 300. A grand. Come on, that's pretty good money to just have to do a Boss Nass voice and go every song.
No, it's gonna have to be a bit more now.
Oh bloody hell. You can make a grand in a day. Some of your shifts are only 5 hours. A grand in 5 hours. I'd be bloody loving it. All right. 3 grand. What? 5 grand? 5 grand to just go, Misa no boo boo and all that jazz and just
yeah, but I mean we're talking about this, but you know, this is like a very I'm putting myself in a very awkward situation here. I'm definitely out of my comfort zone, you know, and I'm making an embarrassment of myself. So you know,
I mean, if he was up to me at work, I could care less. If I'm going all the time.
Well, maybe in your work environment, but in mine, there's loads of other people as well and customers. So
yeah, it's a call centre. So I can potentially. I mean, to be fair, someone actually got sacked for putting a book on their head and locking arms with someone and being late 6 times. So I don't know how much I can get away with. But I mean, my picture is Tom Jones like this. Like everyone, every email I send, or if ever anyone looks me up, like they just see Tom Jones like that. And I think my status on Teams at work is like, you can't beat a glass of Wainwright's in the summer or something stupid. So, but if I look, George is laughing. But
does anyone else at your work have any wacky statuses?
The only other because the thing is, it was this sort of higher. They're not a supervisor, but they get paid more for doing certain things. basically this woman had her status as like, I'm not this person, I'm someone else because I have the same name as someone else. So I said, how the hell do you set a status? And she showed me. You can have your status as anything. Well, not James should actually do that at his work and feel. Well, you can't have phones in the office, George, so I get sacked anyway. I personally think though, even if you do actually a bit daft, if you do a good job, it's mostly okay. If you're kind of shit, you might sort of get sacked. So maybe, or I could be wrong, but yeah, my point is I do a few silly things here and there. Normally on the late shifts though, because there's less people there, so there's in the building. So I don't get too silly, just a little bit saft for the laughs. Yeah, anyway, but I guess you working with the public, if you're talking like boss now, let's say you don't get sacked or there's no disciplinary, would you do it for £5,000?
I don't know. I was thinking 10,000 to be fair.
So £10,000 you do it for then?
Yeah.
Damn, you greedy bastard. I can't believe you. 10 grand just to go, bloody hell. But fair play and being honest.
To make a mockery of myself, make an embarrassment of myself, and probably get sacked.
No, in my scenario, you don't get sacked.
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. But,
George says, take a camera then. George, you're not understanding why they're not allowed phones. It's because there's the potential to take the picture and get people's data. That's what it is, George. That's why you can't have... I don't even understand him. Anyway, well, George is he even there at the moment? It's just a blank picture.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask you your
picture.
Okay. Let's ask your question then, George. So, George, how much would we need to pay you to drive around in a pink MG with the dick drawn on it?
So it's like, that's just me driving around in your car.
I knew you were going to say. I was about to say that's just me driving around in your car in the Fiesta. No, I said a pink MG with a dick drawn on it, George. A pink MG. I don't drive a pink MG. I drive a Fiesta. So,
hang on.
minus £500.
£22, and I'll do it.
Bloody no! I was meant to offer you money, but
22.
What a legend!
22. Actually, no. Make it 50.
Okay, 50 quid, and you do that. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, that was. Anyway, now on to. Actually, do you want to do Pink MG bloke next?
No, junk.
Oh, George's junk. All right. Let's do that. Then.
I'm really looking forward to this one.
Oh, I'm worried about.
Leave the black and white picture till last.
Well, obviously, I'll quickly take a glance and have a safety check.
Oh yeah, they're all fine.
Oh yeah, they're all okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I'm a bit worried about one of them. I'm a bit worried. You know the one with
the colourful one.
Yeah, is that an actual car that got passed by like VW? Are you sure?
Oh, well, not by VW. Somebody just painted it.
But was there an actual car called the? Oh, okay.
I think so.
Okay. A VW owned by Erin Davis, who sponsored Graffiti to embark. Okay, so it says that...
Did you just know that? Is what that says on that car in your history now?
Yeah, who cares? George, there's weirder stuff in your...
Imagine somebody comes around James's house. What kind of fucking your computer? I was just typing in and just see that in your history.
If they type stuff on your computer, all I'd say is if you couldn't E your way out of things, well, the SWAT team meme, that's basically what
nothing could say.
No, it would be the SWAT team meme where the FBI are breaking through the windows. If George wasn't able to eat his way out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, let's look at these photos. I'm prepared to take the risk. It's meant to spread awareness, it says on Wikipedia. So,
yeah.
All right. So, what is this one,
George?
Leave
that one till last. That one's till last.
Right, so we've got a smashed up Toyota.
Yeah.
It just seems pointless to have this. It's all smashed up and destroyed. There's no windows.
That's the Top Gear one that survived being in the ocean, a building being demolished, and it was sitting on top of it, being shot at, I think, and rammed into a tree.
And that is still 20 million times more valuable than an MGF from 1997. So, very educational from George right there.
And the MGF is more valuable.
No, it's not more valuable than the Fiesta, George. No chance in a million years. No. And you can't, when you've spent like 10 grand on doing it up, you can't say that it's more valuable. If you have to spend 10 grand on something, if you have to spend 10 grand on something, it's not more valuable. It's less valuable because you've had to spend that money. You're out of pocket.
But it adds 10 grand to the car.
But you've lost 10 grand. What are you on about?
But you put that 10 grand in.
Liam, would you rather have yourself a Fiesta that drives and works well and you don't have to spend loads of money on it, or would you rather have an MGF from 1997 that you have to spend 10 grand on?
I would rather have the Fiesta that actually works and functions.
See?
So.
There you go, George. There you go.
At least I'd have the good-looking car out the two.
And you'd be, a decent-looking car for 10 grand out of pocket. I mean...
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be driving this car anyway.
Not a Fiesta that blows up.
No, it doesn't blow up anyway. I'm not having this car. It's smashed to bits. Fair play, it survived all this stuff, but it's a waste of time to have. What about you, Liam and George? Would you have it? Would you guys have it or not?
Yeah.
I'd have it because it's a Top Gear car.
You'd have that lump of load of shit outside. Fair enough. All right, so we got this. Now, this is meant on Wikipedia. I'll even get it up so I don't get in any trouble.
If I zoom it in a bit so we can read what it says.
No, I can't. It won't let me.
Or what does it say, James? Read it out to everyone.
No, Liam, do you want to read it out?
Yeah, no. Liam, you read it out.
No, so it says, George, you read it out.
It says it's owned by Erin Davis. To spread awareness.
What is on the pictures for that, James?
To represent awareness of LGBT rights. So there you go. So that's what that's the point of the car. It's not.
Please go on images and we can see what Google thinks.
It's not meant to be.
Pictures.
Anyway, so I can zoom in. So there we go. This is the car. I don't like VW Beetles anyway, and I don't want to drive a car that has tag bug on it. You know, I don't want to drive a car that has those words on it. It's just not for me.
At least it's still at least I imagine it's still a fully functioning car that won't blow up and, you know.
Yeah, a car that yeah, I mean, I'd rather drive that than MGFs from 1997, if I'm being honest. I'd rather drive that for the rest of my life than have to drive an MG once. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so it beats an MG by a landslide, but compared to normal cars, no.
Yeah.
I'd rather drive this next guy's car compared to the Ford Fiesta.
Let's have a look then. So, who is this man? What's this to do with?
It is a Corvette. And he is the leader of a certain hooded group.
God's sake.
Or a certain ghost group.
I'm tempted to not do George's Junk again after that one.
Oh, come on. We've had worse on there.
No, there hasn't been worse than that. What are you on about?
We've had murderers and killers.
That's a really good point. Yeah, never mind. Yeah,
we had Dom's car on last time.
True. Yeah. Okay. There has been some horrendous people stuff on there. Yeah, you're right. That's the point. I mean, I wouldn't drive that Corvette. No, Liam.
No.
What about you, GC?
I'm still thinking about it.
You're thinking on it. Bloody hell.
It was a good-looking car,
Would you drive it, yes or no?
but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm not going to drive it.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so now on to Pink MG Bloke before we go on to Job Slobs. So this is obviously the segment where I say to George, I give George a headline and he gives his reaction. So let's get into it then. So here's the headline, George. Burger King manager is fired for serving fries she took out the trash, sparking furious face-off with two female customers who threw objects.
So, with this one, Burger King probably does that with mostly all their products, and the people that go to Burger King probably live in boxes next to them trash cans. I'm guessing, so I could easily see them taking the fries out of the bin. So it was a bit of a bad decision by Burger King. They should have gone to the bins behind their store instead, so their customers sitting by them on the trash cans in their cardboard boxes couldn't see what they were doing.
Well, let's get the story up anyway. So, I mean, is Burger King really that bad? Do you really? I mean, I've had a burger.
No.
I had fries from Burger
No,
King.
I don't know what George is on about.
Yeah, I mean, the Burger King fries are better than the KFC fries. I've never had a burger from there, but I've had fries from there, and I like the KFC fries.
I was just trying to offend Burger King lovers.
Okay, I mean, I've had KFC fries before, and they've got like proper potato skin on them, and I just think like, how the bloody hell? I mean, KFC's better than Burger King every other way, but the Burger King fries are solid, man. Got to give him the credit there. Yeah, so Burger King manager has been fired.
Oh, cool. Of course.
What?
Move on. Hang on, what is that picture?
I think someone's getting beaten up.
For getting run over.
I don't know. Anyway, Florida mayor, who was assistant manager, is accused of taking French fries out of the trash, adding them to the container of freshly cooked snacks. And again, they in America, and this is how it should be all over the world, really. You should really be harsh on these sort of punishments, shouldn't you? You can't be messing. You can't be messing. You can't be messing.
Actually, not that bad. Actually,
you can't be messing with people's food, can you? Customers arguing with
can.
Staff. No, you shouldn't be messing with people's food.
No, you shouldn't. But it's funny when you do.
No, it's horrible. People can die from this sort of thing.
Oh well.
Anyway, now on to the final job, the segment. Why? I don't know why. Bloody hell. Anyway, now on to the final segment.
It's not a last one, James. We've got two more.
No, this is the last one. What other segments are there? I can't be asked. I've got to get up early.
There's addiction.
There's
but we can leave that till last time until I get the final thing to do it.
Yeah, I'd rather leave whatever segments you had planned. I just wanted to do 4, then leave it there. All right then. Job slobs. So, would you rather be a manager at a collector's shop, like a stationery shop like WH Smith's or The Works or those sort of places, or would you rather be a foot massager at a massage parlour?
Can I suck the toes?
No. Hold on, why would you want
Whether or
to?
not I'm going for the WH Smith one then.
No, but why would you want to? It's someone's manky toes. Why would you want to? What if it's some manky bloke?
Taste the flavour.
I actually feel like
All
I
those
need.
crevices.
I'm really close to heaving now. I'm really close to heaving. That's absolutely fucking grim. Absolutely awful.
Well, nice, but
No. I'm keeping George out for the rest of the podcast.
God, he has some disturbing fetishes, that's for sure.
Yeah. What would you go for, Liam? Manager at the works or WH Smiths or foot massager to massage part? So it's not your business. You don't make all the money. It's not your foot business. It's you're just getting paid. I don't know the going rate for a foot masseuse.
Probably the foot massage. Yeah.
Damn, you wouldn't want to be a manager at WH Smiths?
Nah.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, you can wash your hands after every massage, can't you? So yeah, I'll go for the foot massager as well. Can't be arsed with all that bloody WH Smith stress and people messing with pencils and sticking pencils up their nose and farting around. What would you go for, George? I'm guessing the foot massage after you expressed how highly you'd want to do that.
yeah.
George, how the fucking hell have you been on the dime for so long? I mean, you could easily apply for a foot massaging job. Easily. If you love feet that much, you'd easily get a job in that industry. Why haven't you applied? You can make bank.
Just put it in the chat as well.
You can make bank. Anyway, I think we can leave that one there. We can leave that one there. Liam, as you haven't been on the pod for a bit and George hasn't been on for 2 weeks, might as well ask you. But actually, we'll ask you first because George was sticking his fucking foot in his mouth. What videos have you got planned next for the gaming channel?
Well, the next part of the Jedi Fallen Order Grandmaster playthrough. Finally started continuing the GoldenEye 007 Reloaded script as well. So I guess I'll hopefully actually get that video out soon because it's like I recorded the footage, the gameplay ages ago now. It might have been last year or early this year. So that one is just but yeah, that's yeah. So
go on. Sorry, go on.
No, that's it really.
Just the GoldenEye and the Grandmaster.
At the moment, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to the GoldenEye one. I only watched a bit of the Grandmaster one. I need to get rid of the rest. Get through the rest of it. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the Is It Worth Playing the Mario and Sonic one, so I'd thoroughly enjoy another Is It Worth Playing with the GoldenEye game. I'd really like you to do Does It Deserve a Remaster for another game as well, maybe, like just a random game that you think if it deserves a remaster or not, maybe, like, I don't know, Ratchet and Clank, the Jak 1 would be really good, because you could play a lot of that in your own time and say, does Jak and Daxter the Precursor Legacy deserve that or not?
Yeah, it could do, yeah.
Jak 2 and 3, especially Jak 2. Jak 2 goes on forever and ever and ever, it feels like. That game doesn't need a remaster. And Jak 3, no, that doesn't need a remaster. The only one I'd want to see remastered is that one and then go from there. Maybe they could shorten Jak 2 down and maybe make the checkpoints a bit easier, and with Jak 3, maybe keep it the same, maybe expand some of the world a bit better if they're going to remaster it. I don't think they will. I mean, there's still Sony still care about Jak and Daxter because it's been on the PS. Well, it was originally on the PS2, then 3, 4, 5. So sure, they care about it. They acknowledge it exists still, but it's just. Do they want to remaster it? Do they want to get a studio to remaster it? They know that Naughty Dog are doing their own jazz. They're not going to be arsed, so they'll have to get someone else to do it. And who, honestly, Jak 2, with how big that game is, and even Jack 3, bloody hell, they're going to have a big bloody job on their hands remastering all that as well. Who knows if the games will even sell well, if a remake of that would sell well. It's got its fans, but I don't know. It's not as... it's not like what Crash and Spyro were to the PS1. Jak and Daxter aren't that to the PS2. They're good, they're iconic, but they're not Ratchet and Clank level popular, you know.
Yeah.
Well, George, what have you got planned anyway?
I'm waiting for my 14th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver to arrive so I can finally do my review on that.
Oh, cool, fair play.
But it's when I get it up on the screen and we can have a look at what it looks like.
Yeah, all right then. "14th Doctor."
Sorry?
14th Doctor Screwdriver, yeah?
Yeah, 14, yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
But how much have you paid for it?
I got on the website, thankfully, even with no internet, I paid 30 quid for mine.
Oh, that's quite good. Do you reckon it'll
And
be
that's
worth
retail
it?
price.
Is it going to be worth this much then now?
Well, people are trying to sell it for that. But there's two that they're doing. They're doing a special edition one, which is online and SDCC only, which was that chrome variant that you just popped up, and just a normal like silver like that, which isn't not shiny.
Okay.
And I was able to get that chrome variant.
We can end that
Which I
one
think
there.
was really good.
But
But we crashed the website.
okay, anyway,
Yeah.
that's all I've got to say for today. Back to grafting tomorrow. Liam's grafting and George has got another day of just doing fuck all and sucking his toes. So
No, I'm doing stuff tomorrow.
that's all we've got to say for today. Take care. All the best.
See ya.